Hello again and welcome to video number 4. Today we are going to take Mr. Homer Simpson here and learn about layers and how we can organize layers when we create vectors in Illustrator. So here we go. We're also going to look at zoom in, zoom out, and hand tool. We've talked about this already, but just to recap, it's going to be nice to know how to zoom in and out at ease, at our leisure, to make our life and our work that much better. So here we go, layers. When we start with layers, if you don't have your palette over here, remember to always go to your window and find layers. Okay, it should be clicked, or you can hit F7 on your keyboard. That'll bring it up real quick as well. All right. Now, if we need new layers, we have some options down below. We have make, release, clipping mask. There's some different mask options. Create new sublayer if you want different paths to go on the same layer. That's fine too. And we can create new layers. And this is where we're going to work today. We can also delete layers by dragging our layers down to the trash can, just like we do in Photoshop. Okay, so if I'm going to create a new layer, click on the button. Here it says layer 2. Now, we've talked about this before, and if I'm going to make multiple paths and multiple shapes, all of these different shapes have different paths, and they're all now on the same layer. They're on the Homer layer, right? Everything's there on the Homer layer. Nothing is on layer 2, right? If I drop down this arrow, we can see we have sub-layers underneath in layer 1. That's because I have multiple paths working right now, okay? So we want to make sure that our objects go and are placed on the new layer that we apply. So I need to get rid of these. With my selection tool, I'm going to scroll over. Don't do that. I'm going to scroll over my selections and just delete them. Hit the delete button on the keyboard and they go away. If you close on the eye, you'll see which is on those layers. So I need to make sure I'm on layer 2, and I'm just going to label this, double click on the layer, and we're going to label it head. Okay, and what you want to do, and if we're going to recreate Homer here in a vector, because you can see he's very pixelated, we want to label the parts, and we're going to break them down, put them together like a puzzle, recreate all of his body parts. And this can be good for if we want to animate later in After Effects. You create all of your new shapes of your character separately so that you can move them at your leisure. Okay, I'm going to label this Homer raster, because he is a raster right now. He's a JPEG. And what I did is I just copied and pasted this from the Word document that is located on the crimsonart.net site. So you can just grab that if you'd like and copy and paste it into Illustrator. Okay. So let me zoom in here. Notice, zoom in, you can either hit Command plus the plus key. So hold down Command, hit the plus key, zooms in, right? Or if you want to zoom out, Command minus key on the keyboard. You can also do this if you have the selection tool selected. You can hold down the space bar. It will give you the hand tool, right? You can move things around. Keep the space bar held down. Press the Command key. That'll give you the zoom in. Or press, and then while you're holding space bar Command at the same time, press down Option, and that'll also give you the zoom out key. All right, so there you go. And also too, if you like the toolbar, it's also located over here. It's just a lot more time to go and switch your tools on your toolbar. So why not use the quick key commands? It's always good to do when designing. Okay, so here we go. We're going to use the head. We're gonna create a new head shape on the head. We're going to zoom in, and I'm going to hold down spacebar Command and just zoom in, scroll over, click the mouse and scroll over. And now I'm going to zoom in real tight. So now I've selected, my paths are going to be red, not blue. They're going to be red because I'm on this layer. So here we go. I'm going to take my pen tool, and we should have practice at this by now. So I'm going to click here once, drop an anchor point, click on the ear, bend it to match that curve. I'm going to recreate a new angle, so I'm going to go back to this anchor point, click on it, drag over here. I'm going to match the angle of the ear. Now it's not perfect, but it's good enough. I'm going to click here. This is just practice, of course, right? Now this curve, I'm not going to be able to get the curve the way I want with the pen tool. I'm just going to click here once and kind of match that a little bit to the curve of his head. Now I wonder what would happen if I just click over here. Watch this. Yep, not quite right? So I'm going to undo that, Apple or Command Z, go back to here, click on that activate, remember that little arrow next to your pen tool, and I'm going to click it, we get a straight line. I'm going to hold the mouse key down while we bend it, and there we go, okay? And we could probably use this handle to get this curve, right? Yep, it's going to give us that curve. So we can do that, click here, and I'm just going to match this curve again, like so. We have a sharp angle, so it's not going to give us that curve. We have to click on the anchor point, like that. We could go around this eye, but the eye is going to be another layer, so I'm just going to go straight down, go around his ear, and once again, this part of his mouth is going to be another layer, so I'm going to just go straight down to his neck. We don't need to see that. And then go over, go down here. I want to grab that. And then, yeah, we can't see what's going on, so we need to change, and we need to take this, the black fill, take the click on the fill, make sure we have the strike through so we don't see that. We could, you know, if you wanna outline right now, you can double click on the stroke and select black, and now we have a stroke. But let me go back to here, activate that again. I'm going to follow this up here, and then, because it might be a little tricky later to get that shirt and everything aligned. So there we have it. That's good enough for right now. And now, if I want to fill this color, real easy, there's nothing, it's just a stroke, there's no fill color. I'm going to go to my eyedropper tool, or you can hit I on the keyboard and click in the yellow space. Watch what happens. It's automatically going to finish off and select that path now that we've created and fill it with the yellow. Okay, simple as that. Go back to our direct selection tool, and we're ready for a new layer, right? We can close that eye down. We don't need to see it anymore. We can do his eyes. Why don't we just do his eyes on the same layer? So I'm gonna create a new layer, double click here, type in eyes. That's fine. All right. Now, if you're thinking about animating a character, you probably want each eye to be on its own layer, but for our purposes now, we can just do it like this. Now, with our eyes, it's kind of nice because it's a circle. What we can do is use the shape tool, the ellipse tool over here. We've talked about that. You can hit L on the keyboard, but I want to show you something that's really, really handy. So we don't see any rulers up here. I want you to go to View, go down to Rulers, and show your rulers. Because what we can do is make guidelines. So we click up here, my ruler at the top, drag down, and put a guideline right there on the eye. Click over here on the ruler, make a guideline over here. Okay. Now, all I need to do with my ellipse tool is start at the cross point of my guides and just drag out. And that will align our tool so that it matches the eye. Okay, simple as that. Give it a stroke of black, fill it with white, and that's pretty much it. Okay, but now what I need to do is, you know, we need to make this shape. So what we can do it a couple different ways. We can, you know, we've learned about Pathfinder, so what we can do is create a new guideline if you want. Over here. Make a circle. Okay. Bring this one to the front. That's Command bracket left. Come on, work with me. What's going on? Select, let's see, Object, Arrange, Bring to Front. There. I had to click it a few times to make it work, but that's Command Shift front bracket, and that'll work. So I'm going to select both, click on both, and what we're going to do is use the Pathfinder, and we're going to trim it. So now if we click on we have a little separation there. Okay, so now I can put that stroke back on if I want to, on both shapes, and there we go. There's his eye. You can bump those together a little bit more if we want to, but We need to get those pupils in there. Okay, so let's hide that selection. We're going to select both of them. We're going to edit, or sorry, object hide selection, or at command 3, and that's going to be hide. So now what we're going to do is quickly make these, hold down shift to get a perfect circle. No stroke. Voila. Because I want these eyes to be moving together, I'm going to group those. Command G is group, or it's under object for group. Okay. Now I'm going to bring these to the front, so we can go to object, arrange, bring to front, or shift command back bracket. Sorry, that's back bracket. And then now I'm going to show all. There we go. There's our eyes. See how that works? Uh-oh, what did I do here though? Everything should be there, right? There's our eyes. There's our head. Coming together. We got to fix some things. Let's do his muzzle next, or his mouth. But I'm running out of time here. I'll let you guys figure that out. And we just basically make a new shape for a new layer for every piece. So if you want a shirt layer, you make a shirt layer. Okay, so just keep clicking down here. What you can do is just make a whole bunch. Double click here. This is going to be the shirt. Click OK. This is going to be the left arm. Click OK. This is going to be the right arm. And so forth. You get the idea. This is going to be the pants. And mouth. We can make this the mouth. And then we can organize these layers any way we want. If we want the mouth to be above the head, we just drag it up there. We want the pants to be at the bottom, just drag it down here. The shirt, we can organize, get organized, okay? All right, guys, good luck. Call me over if you have any questions. Moving on, the next step will be the next video tutorials on gradients, so stay tuned. Thanks.